Okay, sorry we are a bit late for this ceremony. Welcome everyone. Maybe if you want to join and be closer, it can be nice to have you closer. But I feel like an artist in life to see you very far from us. And this is the ceremony to reveal the winners of the Film Sync Awards. This is the third year for this awards. So I'm very happy to welcome you and welcome some of our jury members. So just to give you a few information about the idea behind this awards. So the Film Sync Awards is just an occasion we created to make interconnection between right holders, publishers, labels, composers, and the world of music supervision / sync in general. The idea is to make of it a fun event where you will be able to pitch music and to enter the idea of what could be of interest for a music supervisor. We know how complicated it is to select a track, to think if it's really working very well, for working crazy well, or maybe not working that well. And so the idea was just to make this, and as you may know, the idea this year was to propose you to pitch on iconic scenes of feature films. The competition was a success again. We had 1,300 submission. Wow. And from these tracks, we had a first selection of 300 proposals, and then from that there was round 2 where you had to send your ideas with the images, and I think it was about 200 right holders that made this second part of this competition. And from that we made batches of 35 ideas that we submitted to all the music supervisors. So it was 8 of them this year. Some of them are here. So I'm very happy to have Rebecca Delaney from My Melody, a French music supervision company that you may know. Jennifer Noya, she's a UK-based music supervisor, a member of the UK Guild, but also the other ASM. I will let you know more about that later. We also have Dan Koplowitz, that is the founder of Friendly Fire, a sync agent. And we have Herminio Gutiérrez, a Mexico-based music supervisor with more than 100 feature films, more or less. And so I'm very happy to have you with us. I will give a few names of the other people that are not with us today. So we also had the team of Josette, made of Élise Lugern and Lucie Légal, that participated in this jury. And we had also Astrid Gomez Montoya. She is partner of Rebecca Delaney at My Melody. And Zoe Ellen Bryant, she is also a UK-based music supervisor, member of the GMS, the Guild of Music Supervision in the UK. So this year we partnered with ASM, that is the French Guild of Music Supervision, ASM of Spanish-speaking people. It's the same name, but it's another guild based in... Where is the ISM based, actually?
We are all over. I think you can call like headquarters Mexico.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's too early. Hello, everybody. So, la Asociación de Supervisión Musical de Habla Hispana.
Okay.
So we are, it's like over 60 of us, and we are across 10 territories. But I think Mexico can be called our headquarters, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, it's really nice to share the ASM with you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And we also had the UK Guild of Music Supervision.
Yeah.
So, that said, maybe I'm going to give the mic to our guests, and just to ask you a very simple question about your experience in participating in this jury.
It was fun to do, interesting. I can't believe you had so many musics to curate from, because you did all the big work to select all those. I always think it's difficult once you've seen a scene with so many different tracks, you kind of get distracted, so you have to go. I had to do it in several times. I sort of did the first selection, and then I went back and re-listened, and some I didn't know how to judge them at all, so that's normal. That's what we always do to have a bit of time between what you think first and when. Although that's the way I am, I'm a bit of a slow one for that. No, it was great. It was fun to do. Very easy to do on the Bridge tool. So thanks for that. And it was interesting. I didn't actually quite understand which ones were tracks that were made for the image, or if they were from catalogs. That's just the thing. I probably didn't read the thing right.
We had the same question last year, and we don't always know, because everyone could produce a track for that specific.
Yeah, but I didn't know what was sync or what was made to image. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I know we have the same question.
Okay, but otherwise it was fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to echo everything Rebecca's saying. It was very interesting. It was very fun. I had to do it in blocks as well. I couldn't just, I took like each project film and then went through it. And it was surprising. The quality of everything across the board was really good. So you could see a track and then think, oh, that could work elsewhere instead of here. So it was a very good exercise. It was lovely to hear music for iconic scenes that you might know how they are scored and have a completely different approach. So from the creative point of view, you're sitting down to listen to all these beautiful options. It made me smile. I was going through things and it was really smiling. So, and I think it's an incredible initiative that you've done, and love the Bridge as well. It was so easy to manage and kind of get everything. So yeah, it was a very good experience. Thank you.
And we talked a bit about it yesterday. It's not that easy to see another track on an iconic movie scene, right?
Yeah, really. I mean, you have to. I tried to empty my brain a little bit before watching it, because these movies, these scenes, some of them I've seen, and they already bring up emotions in me. But I tried to sort of watch them like I was watching them for the first time. And yeah, for me, this was really an interesting experience, because unlike the other people on this stage, I'm not a music supervisor, I'm a sync agent. I pitch, and often, 90% of the time, I'm pitching to a brief. I'm not sent the actual video, and I just send it, and you sort of, to me, it's like shooting a basketball with a blindfold on. I don't actually get to see the video. It made me realize, of course, when I send my playlist of 5 or 10 tracks, the supervisor and the editor are doing exactly what we did here. They're playing it against the video, and a song can be really cool. It can be a really cool track, and it just doesn't match the video, or it does match the video. The beats, where the build or whatever comes in the song, you don't really see how it works until you put it right up against the picture. So for me, it was a really it gave me some empathy for the supervisors. Then realizing how difficult of a job it is, who normally, of course, we hate, and they're awful, of course.
That's the idea. That's all the idea.
And now that hopefully they have empathy for us as well, because it's a very hard job, but we do too.
We will do the opposite next year.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I am from Mexico, and my English sucks, but I love my job, and the exercise was wonderful for me. And this is strange and difficult to see, and the scene one and again, and at the end, and don't understand what do you see, what do you hear in each scene. But at the end, I close my eyes and hear the music and feel and say, this is good. This is make me feel sad, better, angry, furious, and in that moment choose the 5 stars, 10 stars, 20 stars, and because you need be brave to share your music with the scenes, because for me it's a marriage, and the music take, give me your hand, and, and the scene and dancing together, and maybe stop when the image stop, your music stop too. No sé si me estoy explicando bien. But
We're married now, you said.
Yeah. Because Jens is married, yeah?
Yeah.
Sad. And that's it. And I'm really happy to be here to share with you, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. By the way, I also want to thank the CNM because some of these music supervisors came thanks to the Centre National de la Musique. And so thank you for having you with us. So now we are going to start showing some of the winners. We will start from number 5 to number 1. I know it's not very nice. I didn't like when the professors were doing that way because I was coming first. But yeah, I think we're going to make it that way. And after each of these scenes, we will just give a few comments about what was of interest, what was the idea behind this. Are you ready? Okay. So number 5. Okay, I will sometime cut before the end because it's a bit too long if we have everything, but we try to stay respectful. So, anyone to talk about this proposal?
Who wants to start?
I always go first. I like chatting. No, I'll be brief because I think I want to, it is interesting to hear what we all think, I think. But it's hard, right? Because it's Thelma and Louise, iconic. It's just like that film is perfect in every possible way, music included. So this track was interesting because it has this sort of very vintage kind of even moments, with the instrumentation, and it kind of feels a bit like it gives you the anticipation and a bit scary but in control, and the editing of the music with the scenes. There are moments where she's pressing the accelerator and the instrumentation really goes with that. Or that film, that bit where the window shield, the rearview mirror from the car, the police car, kind of crashes, and there is like a sound effect sort of driving. So the way this track can really easily sync and takes you in the journey that they're going, even though it has electronic moments and then suddenly sounds like a spaghetti western. It's just a very interesting track overall in textures. So very strong pitch for such an iconic scene. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's not subtle. It's definitely, it hits you over the head, and I would argue maybe a little too much. I mean, but that being said, you were talking about scenes that this sounds composed for this, and I like it builds, it grows. I love that the horns at the very start when you see the police cars in the distance. It's sort of it's a musical motif of sort of impending danger. I really like the sort of spaghetti western, like kind of slightly Morricone vibes. The electronic parts take me a little out of it. It's Thelma and Louise because it's in a dusty old town, so that doesn't scream synthesizers to me. But generally speaking, it kept me engaged throughout the entire scene, which is difficult because it's a fairly long scene. It builds, it drops, it goes along with the scene, and it carries a lot of emotion to it. So, although I have a few little issues with it here and there, I find it to be interesting overall.
In my job, in the real life, when I found the good proposal and share with the director, just say, I have a 1-1, and I think it works, but don't share the emotions, because the director said, oh my God, you are happy and doesn't work for me. It sucks. But these tracks is very interesting because the movie is a classic. It's iconic, what you say, and it's not easy because they happen all stops in the scenes with the characters, but the music is very well.
I know it's impossible to do this in this sort of exercise, but it would be also very interesting to have it with the sound, because I think probably there would be some moments where it wouldn't work with the sound, because I think it's very well done. The sync points are great, as you were saying, and the build-up and the drops and the variations are very well done. To be sure, we'd have to have the sirens, the noises, the sound design, the words, to make sure that actually does work, because it's always a mystery, right? But it's a very challenging piece, also because of the length, and I think it's good. It's a very good work for somebody, I imagine, who's never done it before. I don't know. All these people, have they already scored films, or?
We don't know,
because
it depends. Some of them, maybe sometimes we see a name that we know, but sometimes it's just some people that we don't know at all. So it really depends, and yeah.
But I like the mixture of electronic. I think it's nice in there, yeah.
And all right, I would love to give the name of the artist, but I did not receive the names. But I will receive it right now. Sorry, it's a bit last minute. Vano Vano is the name of the artist. Vano Vano. So congrats, Vano Vano, for this submission. And I know indeed that this scene, especially this scene, was the one that it was the most complicated to reset our mind, as far as I understood from your reflection. So now we're going to play number 4, and I will see it from here. Who want to take the mic?
I think that example is a perfect marriage for me. It's like Brad Pitt with Angelina Jolie with 10 kids, 20 kids.
Wait, didn't they divorce?
25 kids. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's lovely. It's you know, I think in a scene like this, you want to evoke joy and wonder and lightness and airiness. I mean, for fairly obvious reasons. I thought we had a little bit of a kind of discussion argument about this yesterday, about sort of some of the sound design in the background, like when in the middle when it's in the air and there's the sound of the birds. I don't think you don't need to put bird sounds in that. I think this was a case where less is more, and letting it be airy and just we know it's in the sky. We don't need bird sounds to tell us that the balloons are flying. But setting aside that one kind of relatively small complaint, I think it really captures the dreaminess and childlike wonder of the scene in a rather nice way.
Yeah, I agree completely. The only thing I didn't like about it is the sound design, which is not necessary at all.
These clips for the red balloon scene were all my favorites. Yeah. That was such a joy to go through all the submissions. Some worked, some didn't. We did have the conversation about the birds and the sound design, and I agree. But the one thing I liked about it, just to bring the other side, is especially with the voices, with the humans and not the birds. Fine, let's remove the birds. But there is something where the kid sounds and the human sounds are that. For me, it was like the balloons are telling the story of where they're coming from, and I thought it was such a creative license, because they're probably a director, you give them that, and they say, what is that? That's my film, don't do that. But I thought if you remove yourself from that and give the freedom to somebody to do that, that was such a lovely idea to put in there, because it added a layer to the story without being too overtaken, you know, all of that. But, again, it's creative license. But yeah, the birds can go away.
Also, it's a lovely film as well. It's much easier to do that than the one we saw before, of course. I mean, this is like a video clip, because we're not missing any dialogues or any sort of sound.
There's not specific beats that you have to hit.
No, that's important to say for those who worked on the other clips, because it's beautiful, but it is a little easier, I think.
I totally agree. So the name of this right holder is Benedetto Gulino. So congrats to him. But the two first one was pretty scory, I would say. Soundtrack more than very sync. So that's interesting, because once again we had the same discussion last year, and the idea is not only you can submit tracks that comes from commercial music, but you can also submit tracks that would be already in other movies before. That's also the idea of sync sometimes. But then if some of them are twisting it, I totally understand their wish of making it fit the images, because that it makes a difference at the end of the day. So now we're going to play the number 3.
While the sky is burning down
Who's next?
For me, this doesn't. I don't like it. It's I stay outside of it, so I can't really talk about it. I think it's more about the song than about the image here. I get distracted. But maybe it's also because what's happening makes it that it's more about the music. I'm not quite sure. For me, it doesn't work. So, voilà.
That is interesting. I found this film scene and the pitches that I went through really hard, because they were all really good songs.
Yeah.
But there was something that is a very strange scene. It needs to be really gritty and seedy, and because of the place that you're in. But the statement is coming from the character, right? Because you're seeing it from her kind of arriving and showing you everything she's saying. And there is dancing happening. So there's so much in this scene. And it's so hard to convey with just one song. And then we had lots of vocal songs pitched for it as well. And not necessarily all worked, because when you bring vocals into a scene, there's lots of elements that need to work within that. Not only lyrics need to be relevant, but also the intention in the vocals, how it sounds. Is a female point of view, is a male point of view, and all that sort of stuff. That said, there is a cadence and a tempo to this track that does fit in. It just gets, at moments it will be interesting to see, could we, in the mix, bring those things down or maybe edit it one way. But, that we're getting into the gritty, nitty part of the detail of, one, you get a track that might work, how then you make it work. But I found this one a challenge, if I'm honest. But I think from what we saw, there is that rhythm in there that carries it.
Yeah, the sync points work. I mean, it does work, but for me, I stay outside of it, that's all.
I think Nick Cave played this song last night, right? I'll defend this one a little bit. I don't think it's perfect, but I think I found a lot of the, as you said, for a lot of the songs that we saw for this scene didn't quite. There was a lot of kind of like ZZ Top style swagger rock and roll, which I didn't think quite worked, because the vibe of this scene, to me, it's a seedy, underground, possibly illegal party. I've never been invited to a party like this. and all of these cars. So, for me, musically, I wanted something driving, seedy, but also sort of icy, mechanical, dark, because it's not just the women gyrating around, it's all of these cars. I wanted something that was sort of felt very cold musically. I agree, the cadence, the beat as she's walking in, the very start of it, it's matching her pace. I think in the second half, the music kind of detaches from the picture a little bit, especially in the sort of break where it gets quiet. This would have been something like, as you said, like if I were an editor on this, I know this wasn't the exercise exactly, but if you could edit the song, edit around it, or edit the picture a little bit, it might work better. But if we're talking, so it didn't hit every single mark in terms of the beats, but I do think that it kind of captured the cold, mechanical, dangerous, sexy vibe of the scene, if we're just talking about kind of the mood that it conveyed. So in that sense, I liked it.
You want to say something?
Yeah. I love this movie. I really love, but I need your help for.
Yes.
Si la directora me hubiera invitado a trabajar con ella, no hubiera sabido qué proponerle.
Okay.
No entiendo la película a nivel musical.
He loves the movie. It's a great movie. But if the director would have invited him to work on it, he would not know what to pitch for this scene, because he doesn't he doesn't quite have a clear picture of what she needed in it.
It's very, very weird. It's incómoda.
It's uncomfortable.
No,
Yeah.
Violent and aggressive. It is. Oh my God. ¿Todo bien en la vida? todo bien en tu vida? Es decir, ¿por qué escribiste esto? Es como...
He's
no
asking the
sé.
director, "Are you okay? Is life okay? Why would you write something like this?" But
Need help? Need a hug? Need a marriage? Tell me.
Yeah. But there is an interesting thing between, besides what you said, is that in sync, you always, besides the track itself, you have many ways of making work even better with the images. For instance, in that movie, maybe if I would be the music supervisor of it, I would maybe suggest to have the track in context at the beginning, where you fill the room, and then maybe it can start being more out of context. So where, especially the scene where it starts being more calm, which is, in my opinion, maybe of interest if it would fit a bit better with the sync points, where you could have something very calm where she's dancing, just to not to be in what we call Mickey Mousing, where everything in the music is supposed to be exactly what you are waiting for when the scene happens. So it's interesting to have kind of contrast.
We were listening to a couple of the other versions of this that I felt more than the other scenes could have been diegetic music. That could have been, we heard some songs that just could have been songs that were playing in the club that in the movie wouldn't be overlaid as score. It's she's in a club and they're playing a track at the club. I could see something like this or some of the more kind of techno-y things that we heard working in that sense.
So the name of this artist is Atoem. I don't know how to say it, but Atoem. Atoem. Congrats. So now we're gonna play number 2.
That's not part of it.
Very surprising. That's the surprising part. so.
That's all right. I'll start. Well, I think we're all in silence and clap after that, right? It's again, it's a scene that there is no dialogues or anything happening, so the music goes along with the characters and drives you through all these emotions and trying to convey what they're feeling. So it's very moving, and it was, I think, this clip was very, in general, was interesting to kind of go through. I think that piece of music works really well. I mean, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's just really beautifully done. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. I can buy these songs for the movie or the other project. This is really beautiful. I need these songs every morning in my life.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say that you haven't already said? I think it's really lovely. I think it sort of captures the tenderness, but also loneliness and wistfulness. There's a sense of longing. I love that. I don't know if it's a clarinet or an oboe, but it's the very, what's the word in English? Like plaintive. It's a mournful song, without hitting you over the head with it, which I really like. It sort of helps. It helps you see. You can imagine what the characters are thinking and feeling when you watch it, and I think it. And the nice thing is, as it's a montage scene, unlike some of these other things, you don't have to hit the exact beats. You don't need. It's not like the Thelma and Louise one where you really need to. The music has to jump at this exact moment. You can have something that's more, broad and drifting, and takes its time to kind of get there emotionally. Yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And the name of this artist is Nicolas Tilkin, or maybe Nicolas Tilkin, depending of where he is from. And now we're going to play the number one. within.
Well, isn't that gorgeous? I have nothing else to say. Just the mix, when I was listening to it, wasn't quite the same équilibre. And it's a shame because I think it was a bit unéquilibré. I don't know how you say it in English. But otherwise, I think it's perfect. I think it's beautiful.
I totally agree, especially I don't know if it's a voice or a C musical. C musical.
Yeah, it's a stunning piece of music, isn't it? I like how elegant it is to the scene. And it has a couple of quiet moments, like transitions within the same track, that give you a little bit of room to breathe. And that is such a confident piece of music, because everybody sometimes is the opposite, isn't it? Yeah. People tend to do more, so let's not overthink it. But the music is allowing you to stop and then go. And I think that it was really well done. So yeah, very, very good.
I wish they added some bird sounds. No, it's no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's elegant. I think the arpeggios work really, really well. That sense of rising, that sense of airiness, of openness. As you say, the pauses, it lets it breathe. You don't need to hit the scene over the head. I think it's a light, airy, wonder-filled, joyful, childlike scene, and I think the music captures that really, really nicely.
I think the silence in the music is very important, and that song is valuable for that, because the composer think this quiet, and here we are again, and it's beautiful.
Thank you for all this information. I just want to notice that you will not have more chances in the future to win if you have piano in a piece, because we had so many piano in this. So because we will receive only piano next year. So thank you everyone to participate in. The name of the winner. Okay, thank you, Adrian. And the name of the winner is Stefano Becchini. And thank you everyone to take part of this. Yeah,
Thank you
for them back.
Next year,